All right, everyone, thanks for joining tonight's post-game press conference. We're going to kick it off with an opening statement with Coach Carnell, followed by questions. So, Coach, you've got the floor.
Yeah, thanks, John. Good evening, everybody. We knew what this type of game is going to be like today or tonight. We knew that there's going to be a lot of intensity in this game and a lot of pride at stake. And I thought what we witnessed, first of all, the energy of the crowd, pushing us for 90-plus minutes. And I thought, we lost momentum at certain times of the game through no fault of our own. Unfortunately, a couple of things, don't go our way, and all of a sudden the momentum's broken, right? So, and it just felt a little bit lopsided. So, and then we move on, we push on, we score the early goal. And listen, they have a great quality attack. And if you switch off for 1 second, then they're going to punish you, and they showed that in one or two instances, But I thought if you look at the whole game point of view, this was a really high-level game of really good quality. And I think when you start to see our program over the last 7-8 months coming together and galvanizing together, forming partnerships, forming relationships, building pieces of a puzzle, I think through the last two games, and even I would say the Orlando game, you see pieces of the puzzle coming together to a really interesting dynamic force, and I really enjoy this phase of the season where it's not coming our way at the moment in terms of the away games, the results, but our players left it all out on the field, and I couldn't be more proud of them. I'm proud of the fans, came here in their thousands and pushed us. It was just an amazing game and experience to be part of. Unfortunately, we fall short, but I think we left it all out there. I'm proud of my boys.
Thanks, Coach. We'll go to questions. First, we'll go to Jonathan Siegel and then go to Tom Timmerman.
Hey, Bradley, Jonathan here from All Soccer. Just wanted to ask about the intensity that you've seen develop between these two clubs. Obviously, it's pretty early in the kind of budding rivalry, but what have you sensed, and how does that inform these matches where I think intensity is maybe the operative word?
Yeah, I don't think we look for intensity with
matches where I think intensity is maybe the operative word.
Yeah. So when we build a game model, we don't build a design and a game model for Sporting KC, right? We are who we are, and we don't waver from it. So we stay to our principles, we stick to them, and I thought, along this journey of getting guys back, getting guys minutes, and we push games, and we change complexions of games, and we get back in games, or I thought, overall, over the last couple of weeks, even results-wise, we won the last 2 out of 3, and now it's 2 out of 4. But I just feel that this group is gelling and galvanizing and getting stronger together as a group, which is I'm hopeful for now going up to the next games and on 2 tough away trips that we have still left now in the next 2 weeks. So again, we don't design anything for Sporting KC. It's just another opponent, and I thought we matched just as good as we got.
Tom?
Bradley, this is, I believe, the first time you've lost all season when you scored first. It didn't seem like you were as dominant after, in a lot of games when you scored first, you kind of continued taking them. Where did it go amiss, or did it go amiss?
You can feel, Tom, as the season goes on, games are tight, they're edgy. You get a playoff. Now there's Sporting KC's, at this moment in time in their season, they're on the lifeline, right? And you can just see that. And these are really high-level games, and simple errors lead to big chances. And that's the nature of the game at this stage of the season. So everything's heightened, everything's highlighted, everything's just doubly important. And in those moments, if you let one go, it's done. If they let one go, it's done. And you could see this ebb and flow and back and forth of this game. And I think this was the quality of the game. And credit to both teams, credit to our fans. For me, it was a really high-level game tonight.
Next, we'll go to Ben Hockman.
Yes. Hey, Bradley. Just real quick, want to ask you about Roman Burke and how he kept you guys
in the game with some big stuff.
In the game with some really, really clutch.
Yeah, I think at that point of the game we're starting to make a push.
Berkey did really well. Berkey did really well.
You done? Yeah, so I think you can see when we start to push the game and we have to now start, really putting them under a bit of pressure, I think it's only natural that the game's going to open up, right? I think that's just the nature of any game. And Roman had one sequence where he closes down and he makes a double save. This was an excellent moment, right? I thought for the most part, I didn't think there was too much that he had to do in the first half. But the second half he came up trump. I think it's just the nature of the game. When we try and push the game, obviously we feel confident to try and push the game because, it's just in the nature how we play, right? So, and we had moments to get him back in the game. We score a goal. There's handball, calls, VAR, whatever. So there are moments that we sort of we earned in our favor. Unfortunately, whether it's offsides or not, haven't seen the video. Whether it's handball or not, twice, haven't seen the video. Breakdown in momentum. Not sure why that happens. So again, then we rely on Roman because we have to start pushing the game.
Tom?
Did this feel like a playoff game?
I think the last few weeks have. I think after the Leagues Cup, you saw these teams just tighten screws, which is great for us. It's great for our development. It's great for us to see and experience these types of games, and I think every game now is going to be one that's on the wire for sure, which is really good for us to experience.
And
Justin?
Tommy, you can
I was just saying, the physical nature of the game as well, was that also a good thing? Experience, referee let a lot go in this game.
Yeah, I mean, at certain times when there's a foul count of 10-1, my feelings otherwise. So again, we just lost momentum, through no fault of our own, and unfortunately stoppages, because if we apply pressure, we don't want to make fouls because we stop and break the pressure, right? So we don't want momentum to stop. So, but at a foul count of 10-1, it just, it just feels that our boys have to work doubly hard to win the ball cleanly, and then transition, right? So it's not our intention to foul. I thought just it became tough over the 90 minutes.
Coach, was the plan always to have Edo Lewin and Jacques come in at the 45-minute mark at the half, or was that something that you ratcheted up because of just the way the game was going in the first half?
No, that was intentional.
What's Parker and Markanic's situation?
So Markanic couldn't apply pressure to his calf muscle. I think it was just, I think it got a spasm. And sometimes those spasms release. He just couldn't release it. So he was pretty upset that he couldn't continue. I'm no doctor and I'm no medical physician, but it just seems like a spasm right now without quoting me. With Tim, he just lost all control of his ankle. He rolled his ankle, and we just have to see what the severity is of that. And every step he put on, his knee or his leg just gave way. So I think he wanted to carry on, but I think the wise choice was to leave him off, and we have to check on the severity of that.
You get Parker and Nielsen finally together, just like you finally got Klaus and Giochini, and then someone gets hurt.
Listen, the performance Nielsen puts on tonight, you can just see the type of player he is, the type of leader he is, and the type of warrior he is, and taking things personally. He's world class on and off the ball, and I don't think we've seen his best. And tonight you saw glimpses of greatness. So I'm really happy with his minutes and progressing and lasting 90 minutes now. So these are big milestones for Joachim. It's big milestones for our club. And I think that, again, I sit here really proud of this group tonight because there were fine margins in this game. And to be competing and comparing ourselves with teams of this stature successfully, historically, I think you can see we've garnered respect around the league. And that's all we continue to do. And what we want to achieve is be competitive in this league. And teams have to work hard to beat us.
Considering fine margins, that's probably like how much Sam was offside by on the.
Sure. I mean, Sam's coming along. Nico, we just decided to give him, the extra rest for his shoulder. He could have got a couple of minutes, I believe. But I thought we had a game plan in place, and the way we chased the game got us into really good spots. And the guys who come on and make a difference, the guys who started the game, pushed the game, we get the goal. So I think this group's coming together nicely.
Thank you.
James?
Yeah, hi, this is Jeff
James.
Stebbins with the Pitch Pod. We thought that Jackson, when he came on second half, did great. Would you consider putting him in earlier in future matches, or is that kind of his role as kind of that last portion of the game?
No, he's been starting the previous 5 games.
Okay.
So he got minutes, So again, he played on Wednesday night. So there's just no way to play with the energy that we need and the intensity we require. We defend from the front. Our attackers are our first defenders. So, we ask a lot of our players. And he's a live wire. He's a spark plug when he comes in, and he's pretty fun to watch too.
Think about your back line for whenever we have game 25, that you have Marcanic on the left starting his first, Nielsen in the middle starting his second or third, and Hebert at right back really start for the first time, I think. Was that it just seems like a back line in different places at this point of the year seems unusual. Not that there's anything wrong with it, just saying that.
Yeah, it happens when you have suspensions and midweek games, and I think it's just totally normal, right? I think the Wednesday to Saturday games are more tough than a Saturday to Wednesday game, right? Because you lose the extra day. So for me, it's totally normal, and I'm totally okay with it. We have trust in our group. We've trusted this variable lineup over 20, how many times, Tom? I'm sure you know.
23 out of 25.
So there we go, right? And we're sitting pretty good right now. We feel pretty confident about all our pieces in place. And guys are happy they're getting minutes. And that's the way we keep our group going.
We got time for 2 more.
Coach, I know the loss hurts, but you see the amount of traveling fans that come in. What does that mean for the club, and what you all kind of cultivated to have that support?
Yeah, I think, when the baby is born, the club, right, 3 years ago, it's announced. Then to build an identity, a culture, for the fans to adopt it straight away, to accept our style of play, to come in the thousands, to support us and never sit down in our home stadium, to travel across, to the blue side of the state. It's incredibly humbling. And it's a proud moment when I see this and I see the thousands of fans receiving our players at warm-ups. There's nothing more you could have wished for the growth of this club in the first 8 months. If you've seen, everybody's value is on an all-time high. Players who joined us, their market values have gone through the roof. Our product has gone through the roof. Everything, our sale, everything. The front office is doing an amazing job, right? I think it's just this unit is a snowball, and it's only growing bigger and bigger as we get going here. So, I'm hopeful for now and many months to come, and hopefully many years.
Off days always feel extra good after you've had 3 games in 8 days.
Yeah, I mean, it would be great to have a point out of this one and a point out of the Orlando away one. But again, I see pieces of the puzzle coming together, and on the surface you don't get points, but deep down I think our foundation's getting stronger.
Coach, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sam. Okay. All right. We've got Sam and Dinneran here. We'll kick it off with Tom.
Sam, what was the feel for that game out there with a lot of physical play, a lot of intensity from the fans, and a tight game on the field?
Felt like a home game. We had all of our fans out there. It just sucks that we can't come away with the win, but it was a tough game. Definitely an opponent that really tested us, and so it's just back to the drawing board. So.
Brad was saying it was kind of a playoff feel to it, and is it kind of the last few games have had that same feel?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. Once you get towards the end of the season in the MLS, the teams start to ramp up and start to, show their true quality. So, yeah, it definitely felt like a playoff game today. So.
You guys hadn't lost this year when you scored first. Where did it get away today?
To be honest, I need to go back and look. Because I don't know. I thought that we played well today. Thought that we fought hard. Obviously, made a few mistakes, but I definitely think that we could have came away with something. But that's football.
On your second goal, or what could have been your second goal, did you feel onside?
Yeah. As a striker, of course, I always feel onside. So, but it sucks. Hopefully, I can go back and look at it. But yeah.
Justin.
Sorry, Tom. Sam, I know it's a little bit ruined by the loss, but can you walk us through just that moment where you scored and kind of the visiting support is going crazy early in that match? What did that feel like for you to have that moment?
It felt great. Honestly, it sounded like City Park. It didn't sound like we were in another team's stadium. So, having that many fans show up for us just shows how great of a club we have, and how great of a fan base that we have. So yeah, it felt amazing.
How do you feel? How is this team as you go into this home stretch of the season, and where do you see this team right now with the way it's been playing lately?
You know, I think once you get towards the end of the season, you know, it's difficult to keep focused, obviously, and that's with every single team. It's difficult to keep going, but luckily we have all of our guys back, you know, and everyone's healthy. So I think what we have can win a championship, and I've said that from the beginning of the season. I believe that's what we can do. So, I mean, obviously, you know, we take this result. We don't like it. Also take the result away at Orlando. We didn't like that one either, but, you know, we just move forward. So.
You got time for two more with?
Sam, Coach talked about being proud of the team, being proud of the performance, being proud of the organization. Thinking back, reflecting on your career in the last 5 years, how proud are you to be a part of this organization?
Very proud to be here. I mean, it's a blessing, you know. It's a blessing to be playing here, blessing to be playing in front of these fans, you know. So I'm grateful. I'm very grateful.
Thank you.
Did you like the physical nature of this game?
I like to win. So, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, obviously games get physical, especially against teams like this. You know, obviously people want to say it's a derby game. I mean, but yeah. So, I mean, yeah, games are going to get physical, and, you know, we've definitely had more physical opponents. So I think that, you know, it was just like another regular game. So.
All right, Sam, well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
All right, thank you.